Kevin McCrary here, Sports Talk at the Stadium, Colonial Life Arena, where USC picked up a much-needed SEC win over Missouri. That win keeps them out of the basement of the SEC standings, and it's a game they really needed to have. You stop short of saying must win when you talk about a battle of the basement teams, but for South Carolina, with the way things have gone, 2-8 in the SEC going into this matchup, just struggling, let a 12-point second-half lead get away from them at Vanderbilt. They needed a win desperately. They got that win. And, with Missouri in full-fledged rebuild mode, they were shorthanded. Kim Anderson is in his first season as a Tigers coach. They needed to beat a team that they were better than at home. Now, this is a game that South Carolina was supposed to win, so they did what they were supposed to do. They took care of business, and that hasn't always been the easiest thing for them. And when you're struggling with your confidence, nothing's guaranteed. And Missouri made the Gamecocks work for it. It was a 5-point final score. The Gamecocks had a 10-point lead in the first half, but Mizzou whittled that away. It was tied at halftime. Then Mizzou had a little lead there early in the second half, but the Gamecocks found a way to make some shots, win the game, and maybe get a little confidence going. Now they're going to top-ranked Kentucky on Saturday, so they'll need all the confidence that they can get, but they found a way to get that victory over Missouri. Mentioned the Tigers were shorthanded. A couple of freshmen didn't play in this game. They were out. And then Wes Clark, just a gruesome elbow injury right here over my shoulder here is about where it happened. He went down diving for a loose ball, had his elbow, was classified as a dislocated elbow after the game. But during the game, you could see that something wasn't right. The whole place was quiet. You could hear a pin drop. He was screaming in pain on the floor. The Gamecock players turned away. They got him out of here with an air cast on and over to the hospital. But that was a gruesome thing. And Missouri was playing with just 7 scholarship players at that point, just 2 guys that could handle the ball, 2 guards, and the rest were big men. And so give them credit for fighting. And I was impressed with Kim Anderson. I think he's going to do a fine job there in Columbia, Missouri. So the Gamecocks get that win. Darius Thornwell with 14 points. Frank Martin said Thornwell really kind of took ownership of things after that loss against Vanderbilt and said that he didn't want to go through something like that again, be a part of something like that again, blowing the lead, play with enthusiasm and energy, and it carried over to the game, and that was encouraging for Frank Martin. He feels like they've been lacking that in these types of games, and he thinks that maybe Thornwell, who would be the most ideal candidate for that, I think he's one of the most, you can make a case that he's the most talented player on this team as a sophomore, needs to handle that role, and maybe that will help get the Gamecocks going a little bit. So 3 wins now for the Gamecocks in the SEC. That gives them a little momentum, again, going into just a hornet's nest at Kentucky, where nobody's won this season to take on the Wildcats. The Gamecocks get it done at Colonial Life Arena over Missouri, 65-60 your final. You can listen to Frank Martin. You can listen to Sindarius Thornwell. You can listen to Brian Steele, who tied his career high with 8 points. And you can listen to Kim Tyndall as well on this story. Click on those links. Enjoy that and much more at sportstalksc.com. Appreciate you finding us here and making us part of your web browsing experience. And we'll be back to do it again real soon here at sportstalksc.com.